Hi, Dr. Mohammed. My name is Manuel Aguilar, and I'm currently a student at Georgia State University. Currently, I'm very close to completing my master's degree, and I hope at the end of it all, I have my MAT in ESOL, along with a teaching certificate as well. Before I start responding to your text, I want to take a bit of time to share some background information about myself. Before I entered my university program, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my career, but I knew what I didn't want to do: become a teacher. I had graduated with a BA in English, but I had told myself that I would do anything but teach with my degree. However, after being employed at a public library, I was able to help teach an ESOL class. I was very skeptical at first, thinking that I had no business teaching because I didn't have the passion or the charisma. But class after class, I felt something so fulfilling. It went beyond just enjoying teaching English. I was helping to bring up a community that has been historically marginalized and villainized. And it wasn't just a community, it was my community. A community of immigrants and people of color that deserved a chance to thrive just as much as anybody else. Already during this time, I think I was learning some of the concepts presented in your book, although I didn't have a name for them yet. First, I wanted to show this immigrant community representation. And one way was through me. I wanted to show them that immigrants and brown people were excellent too, especially since they were used to having white teachers all the time. I also love to show them representation through the text that we read. Another thing that I wanted to do was empower them. That's why I helped set up a citizenship class for these students to help them advance into our democracy. I also wanted them to simply read and learn the language. All of these are aspects of culturally and historically responsive literacy that you explained through your text. Some of these aspects are identity, criticality, skills, and intellect. And me wanting to teach them is what pushed me to become a teacher. Thanks to your text and other culturally responsive texts that I have read in my program, I now have a better understanding of what I was doing and what I want to do in the future for my community. As always, of course, I have to thank the Black community for paving the way for this kind of thinking, and as evidenced in the literary societies described in your text, and also as evidenced by the Black communities who continue to push for a better education system to this day. Now, if there's one thing I like to ask to you directly, it's about the future of our education system. My question is, do you think that our country will ever reach a point where identity and criticality are not radical changes to a curriculum, but standard and normalized practices? And how do you think we might get there considering the dividing political nature of our government? Thank you so much for your words and research. I plan to keep your text in my library for the rest of my career. Again, thank you, and I hope to see more of you in the future.